Hey y'all, I'm Erin Owens and this is my tribute speech. My 5 audience members before me and my 6th member is behind the camera. Are there TV shows that you can't wait to watch every week? Shows that teach you life lessons with every episode? Well, for me, One Tree Hill is that show. Every character played an important role in the show, but there are 5 very important characters who make it what it was. To understand the characters, you first need to know the background of the show itself. One Tree Hill is a teen drama show that was first aired in 2003. It was set in the fictional town of Tree Hill, North Carolina, and follows the lives of 2 half-brothers, Lucas and Nathan Scott, who both compete for positions on their school's basketball team. Throughout the entire 9 seasons, all 5 characters experience everyday lessons that help not only the characters, but also the audience throughout life. The most famous character in the entire show is Lucas Scott. Lucas was the son of Dan Scott and was abandoned when he was a baby and Dan Scott married someone else and fathered another child, which was Nathan Scott. Lucas was an exceptional character who loved basketball and literature. He was a compassionate, caring, understanding, and loving person, in which all those qualities he possessed from his mother, Karen wrote. Out of all the characters, he is one of my favorites, because he never let things get to him, he triumphed through many obstacles, and he had a deep love for the people most close to him. One thing that was most significant is how every episode ended with a quote from one character. Out of all the quotes that Lucas Scott said, the one that is most significant to me was when Lucas once said, "Happiness comes in many forms. In the company of good friends, in the feeling you get when you make someone else's dream come true, or in the promise of hope renewed. It's okay to let yourself be happy because you never know how fleeting that happiness might be." Another significant character in the show was Peyton Sawyer. She was a gifted artist who had an ear for music. Throughout her life, she had gone through many adversities. When she was little, her adopted mom died of cancer, and then later on in life, she met her biological mom, only to have her die of cancer as well. In the show, Brooke Davis is Peyton's best friend, and she eventually marries Lucas Scott. Peyton was a kind-hearted character who stood for what she believed in. She never gave up on the people she loved most, and she could be seen as a lost soul who eventually found her way. One of the most famous quotes in the history of One Tree Hill was Peyton's 6 million quote. Peyton once said, "At this moment, there are 6,470,818,671 people in the world. Some are running scared, some are coming home, some tell lies to make it through the day, others are just now facing the truth. Some are evil men at war with good, and some are good at war with evil. 6 billion people, 6 billion souls, and sometimes all you need is one." Nathan Scott, basketball star, father, husband, and sports agent. Early on in the show, Nathan was basically a douche. He hated Lucas, treated his girlfriend like crap, and followed every command that his murderous father Dan gave him. Even though he was not so good in the first season, Haley, who eventually becomes his wife, helped him find his way. What I like most about Nathan is that he never gave up. He always dreamed of being in the NBA, and he made that dream possible. Nathan also was someone who loved his family with everything he had. He married Haley and had 2 kids, Jamie and Lydia. Nathan once said, "It's the oldest story in the world. One day you're 17 and planning for someday, and then quietly and without you ever really noticing, someday is today, and someday is yesterday, and this is your life." Haley Jane Scott. Mother, wife, daughter, and best friend. Haley is one of my favorite characters. She had gone through so much throughout all 9 seasons. Haley married Nathan and was lifelong best friends with Lucas. She lost her mother to cancer in season 8, which led her to depression. She eventually overcame that depression. Haley is a kind-hearted dreamer who stayed strong through so many adversities. She figured out the meaning of love and practiced it every day. She had a knack for meeting broken people in the wake of her own troubles. Haley once said, "We spend so much time wanting, pursuing, and wishing. But ambition is good. Chasing things with integrity is good. Dreaming is good." Brooke Davis was a popular cheerleader in high school. She grew up in a home where her parents fought every night and never showed her the love that she deserved. She was a strong-hearted girl who knew what she wanted. She was a dreamer who longed for a family of her own. Even though Brooke went through a lot, she always pursued her dreams, and one of them was her clothing company, Clothes Over Bros. Brooke's most famous quote was, someone once said, "It's the good girls who keep diaries. The bad girls never have the time. Me, I just want to live a life I'm going to remember, even if I don't write it down." Overall, I decided to pay tribute to One Tree Hill because of what it stands for. Out of every show that I've ever watched in my entire life, One Tree Hill is my favorite because it taught me to dream, to be myself, to love others when they're the hardest to love, and to stay strong through every trouble in life. One Tree Hill is the only show that always made me think when I watched each episode. And that's why I love the show so much. In the very last episode of One Tree Hill, the entire cast said a moving quote. The cast once said, "Make a wish and place it in your heart. Anything you want, everything you want. Do you have it? Good. Now believe it can come true." You never know where the next miracle is going to come from. The next smile, the next wish come true. But if you believe that it's right around the corner, and you open your heart and mind to the possibility of it, to the certainty of it, you just might get the thing that you were wishing for. The world is full of magic. You just have to believe in it. So make your wish. Do you have it? Good. Now believe it with all your heart. I'd like to thank the following 3 sources for helping me find my research on One Tree Hill: tvfanatic.com, OneTreeHillWeb.net, and wikiquotes.org. That was my tribute speech. I hope you love One Tree Hill as much as I do. Thank you.